Hey guys, Andrew here, VOW Quiz Night champion. Yes, I'm still the champion. Quiz Night is still a thing. Apparently, my win a few months back was such a seismic event, the show had to go on hiatus. But don't worry, VOW Quiz Night returns this Saturday at twitch.tv/VOW Quiz with a brand new episode. Now, I'm not defending my title just yet. No. Pump the brakes, to quote JL. First, we need a number one contender, which could be you. Just go this Saturday to voicesofwrestling.com/discord, take part in the free-for-all game, and if you win that, you take on me for the title. Again, that's twitch.tv/VOW quiz to watch the game, and voicesofwrestling.com/discord to play the game. It all goes down this Saturday, so show up, play fair, and have fun. See you there.
Okay, so unfortunately timed toilet breaking disaster. Moving past that, I think we should be already be ready to go now. Only 10 minutes late, so my bad. Okay, let's make sure I have everything properly open. Let me just open Discord on my phone so I can see what all the lovely people are saying. Welcome to the Voice of Wrestling Quiz Night. I'm your host, Robin Reed. It's the first one of these for a little while. Too much Liverpool. What showed up there? Oh, did my background show? That's probably it. Right. So where is my Discord at? Yes. This is the Voice of Wrestling Quiz Night. It's been a little while, so we may have one or two new listeners. Of course, Discord apps locked me out, and I don't know my password. I'll just do it with the desktop. Yeah, this is not going brilliantly. Where is that? authentic, unprepared Twitch streamer vibes on full show here. This is the interactive wrestling quiz for wrestling nerds by a wrestling nerd. Now, last time we were streaming, we crowned ourselves a new champion. After winning the inaugural tournament and then having one successful defense of the belt, Andrew Rich bested Liam to become the new champion. As you would have seen him cut a wonderful promo beforehand. He will not be defending the belt tonight, but we will be finding our first challenger for the new champ, the robot, the AI himself. And the way we're going to be doing that is via a gauntlet. Let's just check that's all showing. Yes. 5 of you in the chat are going to have a chance to be a part of this gauntlet, with the person winning the final match getting the right to challenge Andrew at a future date to be confirmed. The way you're going to be able to participate is via our Discord, as usual. So for any new viewers, the way it works is you watch the stream on the Twitch, which you are doing, and then most of the conversation goes down. While I do keep an eye on the Twitch chat, most of the conversation goes down in the Voice of Wrestling Discord, which you can find a link to by if you scroll, look beneath the stream. You can find the Discord icon, and if you click it, it will invite you to the Voice of Wrestling Discord, or you can go to voiceofwrestling.com/discord, I think. If not that, then Voice of Wrestling, and then at the top there's a Discord button, and it takes you to the Discord. Then you need to go to the... where is it? You go to the VoW Podcast Network section, and towards the bottom is the VoW Quiz Night channel. Is that what they're called in Discord? Channels? Sure. And that is where the conversation as well as the participation goes down. So, let's get down to it. So the way this is going to work is I am going to do 2 crowd calls to start with, and those 2 people will be the first 2 participants in the gauntlet. They will play off against each other in a round of the quiz, and the winner will move on, and then we'll have another crowd call where the first person to answer correctly in the chat will then get to go on and face the winner of the previous match. We'll have 4 of these matches, and the winner of the final one will face Andrew for the title at a future date. So the way the crowd calls work is I will ask a question on stream, and the first person to answer correctly in text in the VoW Quiz Night channel will earn their way, will win the crowd call and earn their way onto the show. Now, please only answer in the channel if you want to be on the show, which involves having a mic and being okay with being on mic and being heard by everyone on the stream, basically. So normally feel free to answer any questions ASAP, whether you want to be on or not, but specifically for the crowd calls, which the following 2 questions are going to be one of them, please only answer if you actually want to be on the show. Okay, that should all be clear. Just as a pointer, because I see young Ed has joined the voice channel for the quiz night. You need to be a part of the text channel, basically, which is under the VoW Podcast Network section of the Discord. That's where we're going to be doing the crowd call from. Okay, so let's get to it. Here is the first question. First person to answer correctly earns their way onto the show. Wrestle Kingdom 9 was presented to the United States audience on pay-per-view by the combination of New Japan and which other promotion? To repeat, Wrestle Kingdom 9 was presented to the United States audience on pay-per-view by the combination of New Japan and which other promotion? And immediately we have Global Force Gold all up in the chat. Clearly too easy for some of you, but the first person to correctly answer was Sean Cedar. So Sean, if you could make your way into the VOW Quiz Night Hold voice channel, and we'll pull you onto the show. But first we need to find your opponent as well. So second question, who was the final Wrestle 1 champion? To repeat, who was the final Wrestle 1 champion? Lots of typing going down. And Gerard steals in there briefly before Paul with the correct answer, Kaz Hayashi. So if the two of you could make your way into the VOW Quiz Night Hold channels, that'll be tremendous. Sean's already in there, so I actually need to join. Okay. I'll just mute briefly while I sort that out.
Place.
You got it right. You got it right. You're all good.
That's good.
So while we wait for Gerard to join the channel, do you want to throw out some plugs?
While we wait for plugs for me. Well, you can check out my work at Voices of Wrestling. I did some G1 Climax reviews over the past month or so. And then I'm doing the reviews of the Ring of Honor Pure Title Tournament. So you can check those out as well. Tournament's going pretty good, and I should have my next review will probably be in the next couple days once I watch the first episode of the second round.
Okay, cool. And hopefully Gerard should now be in the channel. Hello, Gerard?
Hey, can you hear me?
We can indeed hear you. Tremendous.
Okay, perfect.
That's the three of us. We've got an all VOW clash in the first round of the Gauntlet here. One will move on, one will fall at the first hurdle. So the first game round that we're going to be playing is a new one. We haven't played in the show yet, and I'm calling it the hot tag. It's a bit like a hot potato, but with tag teams. Now, the way it's going to work is I'm going to give you a starting name. For example, I might say Roman Reigns, and then whichever one of you is going first will have to name a partner of theirs that they won a World Tag Team title with. Now, it can be any promotion, but it just has to be a tag title that they've won, according to their Wikipedia page, the ever reliable source. So, for example, if I said Roman Reigns, someone could say Seth Rollins, and then it will pass to the other person to name a partner of theirs that they won a tag team title with that hasn't already been named. For example, if the first person said Roman Reigns, then it went to Seth Rollins, they might say Jimmy Jacobs. And then from Jimmy Jacobs, it could go to Steve Corino. And then from Steve Corino, I don't know, somewhere in 01. It can go off in that direction. And it will continue until either the person has no more unique partners who they've won the tag team title with, in which case the person to say the last name wins the point. Or until someone gets one incorrect, and then obviously the person who didn't get it incorrect will get the point. We've got 5 different starting names, so it will be best of 5. Does that all make sense, or do you have any questions?
Sounds good to me.
So I guess when we're naming partners, it's based off the original name, right? Like an example, you said Roman Reigns, so it'd have to be all partners of Roman Reigns, or
No, so it goes along like a chain. So like Roman Reigns to here's another example. If it went Roman Reigns, he won the tag titles with Seth Rollins, and then Seth Rollins had a tag title win with Braun Strowman, and then from Braun
Right.
Strowman
Okay. I gotcha.
I guess the only other one for him would be, was it Nicholas, the guy who won it with the child he won it with at WrestleMania?
Yeah.
And that'll kind of be
I get.
the end of a chain there.
Yeah, I get what you're saying now. I get it.
Cool. Okay, so the name and Sean, since you got the first crowd call correct, I'm going to give you the option. Do you want to go first or second on this first name?
Sure. I'll go first.
Okay, so the name I'm giving to you is Chris Jericho.
Ooh, a lot of options on this one. I'm going to go with Big Show.
Big Show. That is indeed correct. He won. Was it the unified tag titles at the time with him as part of Jerry Show? Okay, where's Big Show? There he is. Gerard, can you name someone the Big Show has won the tag team titles with?
The Undertaker.
He has indeed. Was that the Unholy Alliance or something along those lines? Where's the Undertaker? Why is that not showing up? Chris Jericho. Okay, yeah, there is. Sean, back to you. Can you name someone the Undertaker's won the tag team titles with?
Well, I think Kane would be a pretty easy one.
Brothers of Destruction. Back to Gerard.
X-Pac.
X-Pac is indeed correct. My Wikipedia skills are way too slow, but I know that's correct. Sean, back to you. Who was X-Pac won the tag team titles with?
Okay, and just to be clear, this could be any iteration of X-Pac, any of his WWE
Yes.
iterations. Okay,
It doesn't even have to be WWE. You can go to a different promotion.
Okay, my immediate guess would be Bob Holly as whatever he was in 1995, that era, or 94.
That is indeed correct. Won the WWF Tag Team Championships with him. Back to Gerard.
Crash Holly.
Crash Holly. Indeed, that is correct. And I think that may... Let's see. That has indeed won you the... Oh no, there is in fact one name with which Crash Holly, other than Hardcore Holly, has won a tag team title with. But Sean, it's going to be a real stretch, because I can tell you that tag team title win was in Power Pro Wrestling, a promotion I have never heard of, based in Tennessee from 1998 to 2001. So it's going to be a hell of a pull if you get this.
Successor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh wow. So the only name I can guess, because and this is going to be a total guess, because I know he was in Power Pro around the time, and I have no idea if this is even correct, so I'm just going to throw a name out there. Is it Kurt Angle?
Unfortunately, it is not. It is Vic Grimes, who actually Philip managed to get right in the chat, which is incredible to find. But yeah, it really did end up going a bit down a blind alley there, unfortunately for you, Sean. So that's 1-0 to Gerard. Who went first on that round? Was that Sean?
Yes, that was me.
So okay, so the next name, Gerard's going to be going first, and this name is Bob Orton Jr.
Bob Orton Jr. Who was he a tag team partner? Greg Valentine?
Let's have Control F. Greg Valentine. Unfortunately not. That levels up the scores immediately. Much faster round there. The answers you could have gone with were Bob Orton Sr., Bob Roop, Barry Orton, Tony Peters, Don Canoodle, Dick Slater, Mr. Wrestling 2, and Jerry Blackwell, Ron Garvin. So there was a few, but it was probably a little trickier starting point than Chris Jericho. Okay, so the score's back level, and Sean, it's back to you to start. My next name is A.R. Fox.
AR Fox. I am going to go with. The only name that I could think of, and I think this is going to lead me into a direction where I'm probably going to get a wrong answer eventually, but my first guess is going to be Shima.
Shima. Let's see. He did indeed hold the United Gate Championship with the Greek-Japanese man. So, Gerard, and I should have probably stressed this earlier, but it's particularly appropriate now. This doesn't count trios championships. It's only
I was about
2 on
to ask
2.
you that question. Yeah.
So that narrows it down a little bit, but he's had several straight 2 on 2 tag partners championship wins. So, Gerard, do you have a name for Shima?
Ricochet.
Ricochet. That is indeed correct. Part of the Spike Mohicans. Back to Sean.
Okay. I feel like he must have won a tag team title of some kind with Rich Swann as part of the Inner City Machine Guns. I feel like it would have to be PWG, but I don't remember off the top of my head, so I'll guess Rich Swann.
You would think, but I can say that Ricochet has never won the PWG tag team titles. However, he has won the undisputed British Tag Team Championships for Rev Pro, and that was with Rich Swann. I believe I think they beat. It was either the Young Bucks or Project Ego. I don't remember which. But yes, you've got it right, but for slightly the wrong reason. But it all counts. Back to Gerard. Rich Swann is the name.
Rich Swann. There's one off the top of my head, but I can't even remember if they were tag team champions. Let me think here. Gargano.
Indeed. Also a Open United Gate champion team. So we're on to Gargano. For you, Sean?
So my next line, and this is going to be Tommaso Ciampa.
Indeed, that is correct. DIY. Back over to Gerard.
Okay. Indies are not necessarily my strong point, but God.
In fact, I can actually save you some time.
Okay.
Because Sean has actually won the round here. Because Tommaso Ciampa, surprisingly, I didn't expect it until I looked at his resume, has only ever won one tag team title, and that was the NXT one with Johnny Gargano. So Sean takes the 2-1 lead. I think we're back over to Gerard starting for this one, right?
Yes.
And the name I'm giving you is Rey Mysterio Jr.
Edge.
Indeed, that is correct. Over to Sean.
Okay, Edge. Well, I guess the easiest one is to go with Christian.
That would, of course, be correct. Fortunately, you can't click on that link. Yep. Gerard, Christian's the name.
Lance Storm.
Amazingly, typing Christian into Wikipedia doesn't bring up the wrestler. Who would have thought it? But yes, that must be correct. Yep. He held the WWF World Tag Team Championships with him. Lance Storm, over to Sean.
I feel like Just Incredible.
As part of the Impact players, I believe, in ECW. Yep, that is a correct answer. Just Incredible, passed over to Gerard.
So if there's a name that we mentioned in the previous round, is that
Previous round is fine as long as it hasn't been in this chain.
okay?
But I can say there's not a whole lot to go for. There's a few names, but it's going to be a real pull if you manage to get one of them.
I'm trying to think. I have one name, but I'm not sure they were even tag champions. I'm just gonna go with X Pac because that's the only other team I can remember he was in.
Unfortunately, does not seem to be the case. So Sean has taken the Gauntlet win 3-1. The only possible names you could have got were Garfield Quinn for New England Wrestling Association, that famous tag title run, or Mr. Grimm in Valor Pro Wrestling.
Okay, well.
So you don't have to feel too bad about not getting that one.
Yeah, I would have never gotten that.
So, unfortunately, that is you eliminated from the Gauntlet. Gerard, thanks for coming on though.
Well, thank you and congratulations, Sean.
And
Yeah, it was a good game.
Sean moves on. So let's make sure I disconnect and don't boot Gerard straight off the server. Okay, that's fixed. How are you feeling about that victory, Sean? You've defeated one opponent, 3 left to go before you earn yourself a title shot.
Got a little hairy there, not gonna lie, but I think I did as well as I could have.
Cool. So the next game we're going to be playing is Destabilizing, in which I'm going to be giving you the name of a stable, and you'll go back and forth with your opponent to name the members of said stable until one of you either gets one wrong or there's none left. But first we need to find you an opponent for the next round. So we're going to be going back to the Discord for another crowd call. Now again, just to stress, please only answer in the chat for this one if you want to participate in the show and be on the show, like Sean is and Gerard just was. So the question is as followed, and it's going to be the first person to answer correctly in the chat will get on the show. Now you may want to refresh your stream because sometimes it gets behind a little bit, and you may find that like on your stream it's only just had the question asked and then everyone's already answered in the chat and you're like, well, I never had a chance. So I'll just give you a second to have a chance to do that. Okay, hopefully that's all done now. The following crowd call, first person to get it right gets on the show. Terry Taylor wrestled under what moniker in the WWF? Again, that's Terry Taylor wrestled under what moniker in the WWF? And as people rush to type it, with a few spelling mistakes, we've had Red Roster thrown out there, but the correct answer is, of course, the Red Rooster, which I think our initial tournament semi-finalist, I believe he was, Adam Joyce, was the first person to get that right. So if Adam, I think it's Adam, I hope it's Adam after saying that. If Joycey could join the VoW Quiz Night hold channel, and I'll pull you into the main chat. Okay. Hello, I hope, person whose name is Adam.
Hello, I hope. How are you?
It is Adam, right?
Whoa.
It is Adam,
Yes.
right? Yes, good. Phew. I had a little panic there. I've been saying Adam for a while and been like, it says Joycey, which almost implies that the name starts with an I, but, you know, internet as well. How did you fare watching along on that that tag title chain? Are you confident going into this one?
There was a few when Rich Swan, for example, started to come up where I knew I was in trouble. A few of the indie ones, but WWE ones wasn't too bad.
Okay, we'll see. Because the questions topics are randomly generated. I've got a massive master list kind of weighted in favour of some of the bigger topics, so they come up a bit more often, and then I'll randomise which the questions are pulled from. So that was quite a WWE centric round, although it could have really gone anywhere with the way that round works. So again, to explain this round, I'm going to, and again we've got 5 different questions. Whoever takes 3 out of the 5 will move on to the next round of the Gauntlet. I'm going to give you a tag team, a stable name, and the 2 of you will go back and forth naming the members of that stable until either someone gets it wrong or until you've named all of the members. In which case, that round will be a draw. We'll just continue. Probably should have a tiebreaker for this, but I don't. But I'm sure I'll be able to figure one out if it does come to that. Does that all make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
Cool. Okay, so Sean, since you are the person who won the last round, I'll give you the option. Would you like to go first or second for this first one?
I'll go first again.
Okie dokie. Just one minor thing. I think, Sean, your Discord notifications are coming through, so there's a lot of buzzing sounds. Is there any chance you could go into your settings and mute that or something?
If I can find a way to do that, let me see. User settings.
If not, no big deal. It's fine.
Let's go to notifications. Honestly, I don't know where you would change that.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. We'll bear with it.
Sorry about that. I don't use the Discord very often, believe it or not.
No worries. Okay, so the first stable is the Truth Commission. Can you name one of the 6 members of that, Sean?
Oh, the Truth Commission. Let's see.
And I will say I need the names of the wrestlers while they were in that stable, as opposed to them maybe they're more generic names, and that's going to be for all of these categories.
Okay, so it has to be the names of the characters while they were in the stable. Okay.
Yes.
Let's see. Recon.
Pardon?
Recon.
That is correct. That is one of the 5. Over to you, Adam.
Sniper.
Viper.
Sniper.
Sniper. Correct. Yes. Back to Sean.
I know Don Callis was in it, but I believe he was under the name Jackal when he was part of the Truth Commission.
He was indeed the Jackal. Back over to Adam.
So I know it was Kurgan, but I think in the Truth Commission, I think it was Kurgan the Interrogator.
It was indeed very specific. Would have given you it for just Kurgan, but there's the correct answer coming in. Back over to Sean. There's 2 members remaining.
I know there was their original manager. I trying to remember the guy's name or what he was called. Was it the? And I apologize if I'm mispronouncing this. Was it the Commandant?
It was indeed, and that leaves just one name left for Adam to tie the round if you get this one correct.
I thought I was going to be lucky there, and I knew the Commandant. I don't even remember there being 6, because I remember there was Kurgan, Sniper, Recon. They had the Interrogator, like was said, and then the Jackal. So there was somebody else.
I'm being told he wrestled 1 match on TV.
Oh God. Well, he came up earlier in developmental, so let's just say Vic Grimes.
It would have been lovely if that was the correct answer, give a real theme to the show. But unfortunately, it was Tank, whoever Tank was. Let's have a quick Google to see. Tank Truth Commission. Tank was Mike Halak, who was also Mantor. Probably better remembered as Mantor. So there you go. Okay, so that's 1-0 to the incumbent winner. Sean, let's see if you can do any better here. Adam, you're going to be starting on this one. The stable I'm looking for is the League of Nations. And there are 4 members.
The League of Nations.
And I will say they called themselves the Lads.
I will go with Seamus.
Seamus is indeed correct. Back over to Sean.
Rusev.
Rusev, also correct. 2 members left. Back to Adam.
Wade Barrett.
King Wade Barrett, indeed. And final member to tie the round, Sean?
Alberto Del Rio.
Indeed. Far too easy for you guys. So that's still 1-0 to Sean. Now it's back to Sean starting on this one. We're moving away from the WF/E here, over to the DDT stable, Smile Squad.
Oh boy, I'm really out of my depth here. I have no idea. I'm just gonna go through some of the DDT names I know and just take a guess. Is Mao a member?
Mao was not a member of the Smile Squad, unfortunately. So we've immediately leveled things up, back to 1 apiece. Adam, just out of interest, how would you have fared if Sean had pulled off a correct answer there?
Not a clue. If he had said Mao, I might have just went with Mike Bailey, but nobody else would have come to mind.
So Smile Squad was Hiroshima's unit for a few years before his current one. Also as part were Yuko Miyamoto, Soma Takao, Yasu Arano, and Akito. So 1 apiece. Adam starting this one. And the stable I'm looking for, and this is members, not managers, basically. But I am counting quite a loose definition of members, because I'm counting 5 members of the Fabulous Freebirds.
Okay. Michael Hayes.
That is indeed one of the core ones. That's correct. Back over to Sean.
Old wrestling, not necessarily my strong suit. Is Terry Gordy a member of the Freebirds?
He was indeed. Back over to Adam.
Buddy Roberts.
Buddy Roberts. We've got the core 3, so we've now got the 2 slightly more loosely associated members left. Back over to Sean.
I can't answer. I couldn't even think of a guess for this one.
Okay, so that's 2-1 to Adam then. Adam, would you have got any of the last 2 names?
No, they're the only 3 I remember that basically were the world-class trio.
So the 2 other answers possible, as were correctly guessed by our champion in the chat, Bad Street and Jimmy Garvin. So, not quite the prime Freebirds, but they were in there for a bit. I think Bad Street was is that 94 WCW? Somewhere around there. And then Garvin was, a bit closer to a full member that most would count anyway. I think the Freebirds themselves consider Garvin a full member, whereas Bad Street, I'm not sure. Okay, so it's 2-1 to Adam now, I believe. Yeah. So Sean, you need to win this one in order to tie things up, and then I'll panic and pull off a tiebreaker. Otherwise, you'll be eliminated from the gauntlet, and Adam will move on. And the stable is And to clarify, because there might have been a few stables going by this name, but this is the New Japan stable, the New Wolves, that went on to become the Ishin Gundan. But I'm looking specifically for the 5 members that are a part of the unit during their time in New Japan under the New Wolves name. And that's Sean to start.
Oh boy. And okay, so do I have to? I presume I have to give the full name of the person, correct? So I'm trying to. I think I have a name in mind, but I want to be sure I'm pronouncing it. I might. Oh, I'll probably be pronouncing it incorrectly.
I'll give leeway. I'm not a bastion of correct pronunciations for sure.
The only name that comes to mind, and this is where sort of listening to between the sheets a lot comes in handy. I'm gonna say a name Toshiaki Goto, or something close to that. Am I even close to being correct?
Unfortunately, Sean, you're not. So that does mean that Adam wins the round. I think you may have been thinking of, is it Tarzan Goto, that guy's name? But I don't think he was a member. No. Adam, again, how would you have fared if it had come, that question had come to you, and if Sean had picked to go second instead of first, for example?
I have no idea who they are. If Sean had got one right, maybe the era might have helped me to have a guess at someone. What kind of year are we talking?
I think they're in New Japan in the early 80s, I think.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking of something from. I was thinking of a stable from the mid '90s. So I would have not completely. I would not have gotten that at all.
So
Hashimoto was going to be my backup.
Yeah, a little too early for him. It was Riki Choshu's stable, which had Masa Saito, Killer Khan, Kuniaki Kobayashi, and Gran Hamada in. So with that, Adam, maybe not the most graceful of victories. Couple of defaults in there, but a win is a win, and you move on.
I'll take it.
Sean, thank you for being on the show, but unfortunately, you're getting kicked out of the chat now.
No problem. I'm just glad to participate.
Good to have you, Sean. Good to have you.
Thanks, Sean.
And he had gone. Okay, moving on. We have ourselves. Let me just check. Yep, 2 different rounds left. So two more victories for Adam. Will seal himself a title shot. The next round up is going to be the numbers game that we've done a few times. But first we need a challenger. So I'll just say now to get it out ahead of the explanation. It's worth refreshing your streams now so that you're all caught up and you have a chance to participate. What's going to happen now with a crowd call, if you've just joined the stream, for example, is I'm going to ask a question, and the first person to get it correct in the Voice of Wrestling Discord under the VoW Quiz Night channel will get a chance to come on the show. Please only answer in that channel if you actually want to be on mic on the show, otherwise you'll just throw things off. Okay, cool. And the question is, what was the name of the Lucha Underground Championship made up of 7 different medallions? To repeat, what was the name of the Lucha Underground Championship made up of 7 different medallions? Let's go to the Discord chat. Oh, I think Paul got in there quick, but was too quick and typed himself out of a victory, because he has typed Gift of the Group DS, which is not quite right, which allowed Griffin to steal in there with Gift of the Gods, which is indeed the correct answer. So Griffin, if you could make your way into the VoW Quiz Night Hold channel, and we'll pull you onto the show. Now, while we wait for that to happen, I will explain the round. We've done it a few times in the past, but just to repeat, I have 5 questions in which I am going to be answering. Where am I? Where's the questions gone? I'm going to be I'm going to have 5 questions, all with a numerical answer. The way it's going to work is you're going to whoever is behind will answer second, and you will earn points based on how much closer to the answer you are than your opponent. For example, if I asked how many people were in the Royal Rumble, and Adam answered for whatever reason 40 because he was just thinking of that one they did that Del Rio won, but Griffin answered 30. Griffin would earn himself 10 points, although I would probably have to clarify that I didn't mean the Del Rio one, so that wasn't the best example, but whatever. If you have the option to answer the same as your opponent, but doing so will mean they will get to answer second for the next question. Whoever's behind will generally get to answer second, though. Okay, let's see. Yep, Griffin. Hello, Griffin. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, we cannot hear you currently, so... Griffin, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, there we
Sorry.
go. Hello, Griffin. How you doing?
Pretty well. How are you?
Feeling confident? You've been getting a lot of answers right in the previous rounds in your head?
No.
No. Okay. Let's see if we can turn that around then. Let's see if we can turn that around. Did you catch the explanation of the round?
A little bit. It kind of cut out there for a second.
Okay, so it's pretty simple in what you have to do. I'm going to ask you 5 questions, and you have to try and get closer to the answer than your opponent, and you earn points based on how much closer you are than your opponent. So the first question, and Griffin, you'll be going first on this one, because Adam won the last round and has the benefit of going second. What year was the last AWA? What year did the AWA run its final show?
1991.
1991. Adam, do you have an answer?
Well, the first thing I wrote down was also 1991. Do I want to stick with that now based on that answer, or try to be a bit sneaky? No, screw it. I'll stick. I can say the same, right?
Yeah. But it will mean Griffin answers second on the next question.
Let's take a risk then. Let's make the stream a bit interesting. Let's go 1992.
1992. There's a whole 1 point on the line here. The actual answer was 1995, so a little bit later than the both of you thought, but that risk is paid off, and Adam, you've earned yourself a point. So that's 1-0 to you. You'll be answering first now because you're in the lead. The question is, on how many different occasions did Kevin Nash win a world title? And that's going to Adam.
I will say, and to clarify, world title means the number 1 title in any of the promotions he's been in, I guess. It doesn't mean secondary titles or tag titles or anything like that, right?
Yeah. I'm not counting like world tag team titles. I'm counting like the main singles belt. If it was WWE in like 2005, I would be counting like the World Championship, even though that was kind of behind the WWE one. But you get the gist.
Cool. My answer then is 4.
4. Griffin, what's your reply to that one?
I'm going to go with 8.
8, going a bit higher. The answer is actually right between the two of you. I believe he held 5 WCW titles, and obviously the one under Diesel in WWF. So that's no points to either of you, as you're both 2 out. Moving on to the third question. How many times has the DDT promotion ran its Peter Pan show in Ryogoku? So that's specifically the Peter Pan show in that arena. How many times has that occurred? Adam, as you're still in the lead, you'll be going first.
4.
4. The way that was said, that one sounded like a real guess. I'm just putting that out there.
What?
Griffin, you feeling higher or lower on that one?
I'm going to go with 2.
2. Well, you've both underestimated DDT there, as the actual answer is 9. I believe it was like 2009 to 2018, but one of the years they ran in Budokan, so 9 out of the 10 years in that stretch. I've just forgotten the 2 answers you said. Griffin said 2, and Adam, you said
4.
4. So that's another 2 points. That's 3 points to 0 for Adam, taking the lead. We move on to the penultimate question. Adam, you're first to go again. How many AEW TNT title matches have there been to this point?
Okay. Trying to think when that title was introduced.
And to clarify, I'm counting the final of the tournament to crown the champion as like one of those title matches.
Gotcha. Okay. I will say 12.
12. Okay, Griffin, what are you feeling on this one?
Well, if he's saying 12, I'm going to have to go with 15.
15. Again, the answer is between the two of you, but it's slightly closer to Griffin. It's 14 is the answer. So Griffin picks himself up, 12, 15. He picks himself up a point to bring it back to 3-1 as we move into the final question. Still all to play for, relatively close, just 2 points between you. Adam, again, you're in the lead, so you're going to be going first on this one again. How many matches did CM Punk wrestle for TNA? And I'm counting both. Any matches for the promotion. Didn't have to be, like, televised, necessarily.
Explosion matches and things like that.
Yeah, and I think they were running house shows at that period, but not too many, without giving too much away.
I will say 17.
17. So Griffin, you're 2 points behind. So are you feeling higher or lower, and how confident are you feeling?
Well, I'm not that confident right now, but I'm going to go with 26.
26. Well, I will say one of you is very close to the answer. With such a great spread, that means it's all coming down to this one. You're in fact, one of you is only 1 point, 1 match away from CM Punk's actual total. So whoever it is will be advancing. CM Punk actually wrestled 27 matches for TNA. So you're almost dead on there, Griffin, and that has given you the win. You've pulled off a big turnaround and eliminated Adam from the Gauntlet. You're into the final stage.
Nicely done.
Oh, shit.
Congrats.
Adam, we have to bid you farewell. You weren't able to follow up your victory over Sean, but thanks for coming on anyway.
Great. Thanks, Robin. Thank you very much.
And goodbye. Okay, Griffin, well done. We're moving on to our final one now. So if you win this one, you'll go on to face Andrew in a title match. And it's our signature round type. It's the Silver Ant special. We will be unmasking a wrestler, I'll be giving clues to determine who a wrestler is, and you'll be trying to guess from those clues what wrestler I'm talking about. But first, we need to find a final challenger as part of the Gauntlet, in which we're going to be doing a crowd call. So I will say again, kind of ahead of time, refresh your streams so they're fully up to date if you want to participate. The way this one works, in case you've just joined the stream, I'm going to be asking a question open to everyone. Whoever answers correctly first in the VoW Discord will get to come on the show. Please only answer in the VoW Discord under the VoW Quiz Night channel if you actually want to be on the show on mic and you have capabilities to be on mic, etc., etc. Okay, so the question is, who was the only winner of the World War III match in WCW to never hold any world title? To repeat, who was the only winner of the World War III match in WCW to never hold a world title? There we go. Paul has redeemed himself from some earlier typos, costing him a chance to be on the show, and he's actually in a better position now because he's shortcutted straight to the final leg of the Gauntlet. It was indeed Scott Hall. I believe the other winners were Randy Savage, and Kevin Nash, and one other person who I'm forgetting, unless it was a repeat. Maybe was it the Giant, like Big Show? I think it was. So Paul, if you could, you're already in, and I will bring you onto the show. Hello, Paul.
Hello there.
You've redeemed yourself from some
Yeah,
earlier
okay.
typos.
Now I'm on my actual headphones. Yeah. That was very frustrating. I was like, oh, I know this answer, and I just typed it in, and for some reason it came out as a complete word jumble. So
yeah, the gift of the Group DS title. We all know that one.
And also, like, on every other previous question, I think I came in like second or third on the answer, and I think I was right like most of the times as well. So, but I promised that I was gonna swoop in right at the end, and so I fulfilled that promise at least.
Yeah, it's all worked out. You've got to ignore all these earlier scrubs, and you're straight into facing Griffin in the big match for the title. Okay, so the way this round is going to be working, same as usual with the Silver Ant special, I am going to be giving 3 clues for each one, and you each get 1 guess after each clue. I'm going to need you to buzz in by saying your name when you have an answer ready, and you can buzz in once per clue level. If you get it correct after the first clue, you earn yourself 3 points. If you get it correct after the second clue, 2 points. And if you get it correct after all 3 clues, you'll get just the 1 point. Whoever has the most points after the 5 that we do of these will advance and move on to a title match at a date to be confirmed against Andrew Rich. Does that all make sense?
Yep.
Got it.
Cool. Okay, so the first question, the first clue for the first person is, I have victoriously main evented a Ring of Honor show, but have never held a title in Ring of Honor.
Paul?
Yep, first
Cody,
guess.
is it Cody?
Cody has held the Ring of Honor world title, so it is unfortunately not.
Griffin. I'm going to go Adam Page.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Adam Page.
Not the name I'm looking for, unfortunately. I think he may have held a tag title or a trios title or something. But anyway, not the name I'm looking for. So we move on to the second clue. I wrestled 17 matches for All Japan in 2003.
Wait. No, he was in New Japan. Paul? I'm still gonna guess it. Mike Awesome?
Not the name I'm looking for. I'm not sure if he ever wrestled for Ring of Honor. Griffin, do you have a guess?
Quiet Storm.
You may have cut out. Did you have a guess, Griffin?
Oh, I was just, I don't know, Quiet Storm?
Quiet Storm. Unfortunately, not the name I'm looking for. He may have had an All Japan run. He was obviously in Noah for a bit. Was he in All Japan? Maybe. Who knows?
I don't think so.
The final clue, which may focus things in, so get ready on the buzzers, by which I mean your names. I am the owner of a prominent US indie promotion.
What?
Griffin?
Mm-hmm.
Sammy Callahan.
Not the name I'm looking for. Not sure he's ever main evented a Ring of Honor show. Paul, do you have a guess to steal the point?
Super Dragon?
Super Dragon is indeed correct. He wrestled for All Japan in 2003, main evented an early Ring of Honor show as part of the CZW Invasion. I think he won a 6-man tag over, I can't remember who, probably BJ Whitmer, Adam Pearce, and someone. And then, of course, yes, he does own, at least in part, PWG, so that's 1-0 to Paul. We move on to the second one. The first clue for this is, I am an American who has wrestled Cody, the Young Bucks, Adam Page, Rusev, and Mr. Brody. However, I have never wrestled in AEW.
Griffin. Mike Bennett.
It is indeed Mike Bennett.
Damn.
Wrestled Rusev, I believe, on a main event, as well as, I think, was opposite Brody on a house show for WWE, and the other names he wrestled in Ring of Honor. So that's 3 points to Griffin, taking a 3-1 lead. We move to our third name. The following clues for that one were going to be, I was released from WWE this year, and the third clue would have been, when I worked for Ring of Honor, I was managed by Brutal Bob Evans. But the first clue for this next one is, I won my first 6 matches in Progress, debuting opposite Will Ospreay, and wrestled my most recent Progress match in 2018 as part of the Atlas division.
Griffin. Dave Mastiff.
Unfortunately, not the correct answer. I don't believe he debuted opposite Will Ospreay, but a decent guess. Paul, do you have one?
Paul?
Mm-hmm.
Is it Paul Robinson?
Unfortunately not. He was a part of that. No, I don't think he was a part of the match I'm talking about. I believe it was... yes, no, he wasn't actually a part of this match. But a decent guess, although I'm not sure he'd class as an Atlas division. Not sure he's quite breaking the 205-pound barrier. Okay, so the second clue for this one. I have had 3 shots at the undisputed British Tag Team Championships of Revolution Pro Wrestling, but have never once come out victorious.
Griffin.
Paul?
I think Griffin was in there first.
Is it Rob Lynch?
It is indeed Rob Lynch. As part of the London Riots, had 3 shots at the tag titles. He debuted alongside James Davis against Will Ospreay and his partner, who I forget's name, in Will Ospreay's Progress debut as part of the Velocity Vipers. I think he broke his partner's arm during that match, which then led to Ospreay teaming with Paul Robinson after that. The final clue would have been the tag team's name, for which I am most famous, came from events occurring in England in 2011, being the London Riots. So that's another 2 points. So that's 5-1 to Griffin. Looking good. So Paul, you need to win both these last 2 names, and also win them fairly early, so there's a lot of catching up to do. No pressure. The first clue is I briefly went by the name of an older wrestler with Junior attached until said wrestler confronted me, causing me to drop the name and leave the promotion that had given me the name.
Paul, Octagon Jr.
Better known as?
Flamita.
That is indeed correct. That's the 3 points. He, I think it was a meet and greet Octagon Senior showed up and was not happy at all about Flamita taking the name, and Flamita is apparently a very, very passive person, so we're just like, yep, sure, I won't wrestle for AAA anymore.
And if I believe I'm correct, he was actually armed when he confronted Flamita and had like armed bodyguards with him as well. So I don't blame Flamita for leaving AAA after that.
Probably the smart move. You don't need none of that. The following clues would have been I made my debut in the Mexican promotion DTU, and then finally I held the Open the Brave Gate Championship for 287 days in 2014. So that has earned Paul 3 points, so that's now... Is that 5-4 to Griffin?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, so it's all to play for on this last one. The first clue is I held the NWA World Championship in the 80s, but I am not a part of the Wrestling Observer Hall of Fame.
Paul?
Mm-hmm.
Tommy Rich?
Not the name I'm looking for.
Griffin?
Mm-hmm.
Buddy Lynn?
Also not the name I'm looking for. Okay, we move on to the second clue. My final pay-per-view match was against Greg Valentine.
Paul, Ron Garvin.
Ron Garvin. It was indeed Ron Garvin. So that has snuck you the win over Griffin.
Ooh.
Congrats, Paul.
By
Coming
just
in
the
clutch
1 point.
right there.
The final clue would have been his nickname was the Man with the Hands of Stone, which would have perhaps given it away a bit. But yes, that has won Paul the Gauntlet. The way it did end up working out is nobody managed to win two rounds in a row. That's obviously the endurance of the pressure was simply too much for most competitors. Griffin, thanks for coming on. Always a pleasure to have you.
Thanks for having me.
Bye-bye. Talk to you later, I'm sure. And Paul, you have earned yourself a title shot. Now Andrew has left the chat. Something called work. Apparently he had to do something insane like that. So he's clearly gone running as soon as he realised that you were in the game. How do you have a message you want to send to him?
Yes, of course. Well, let me tell you this, brother. I know Andrew. He's the AI. He has all of the fucking electronic advantages on his side. He has his computer brain. He has the entire World Wide Web directly beaming into his brain. But I have something that he can never replicate. I have heart. I have spirit. I will defend the human race against the takeover of the artificial intelligence. And I will show humanity that there is still a future for us. I will defend humanity against the takeover of the AI, and I will lead us into a glorious humanity-led future. Thank you.
Wow, that's really raised the stakes on this match. A few minutes ago it was just a wrestling quiz match, but now it's humans versus robots. A powerful setup. Now the champion awaits. You have your key, Paul. We will be scheduling that match in the DMs over the near future, but it'll probably be about 2 weeks from now. But first, would you like to plug anything?
Yeah, I mean, you can find my articles on Voice of Wrestling as always. I think Rich just put up a couple of hours ago my review of today's All Japan show. Spoilers, it was not very good, and I like 2/3 of the matches, so try and figure that one out. But yeah, I think that's really pretty much just it. And also, don't bet on Hiroki Goto in the G1. It never works out for you. I think me and Rob know that one. So, well, I know that one, and then I paid Rob because I didn't win. So
That's keep that on the down low a little bit. But yeah, I on the other hand have been doing wonderfully off this G1. Apparently, the bookmakers didn't know that Yoshihashi and Yujiro were going to lose basically all their matches, and I did. So, free money. As well as Sonata winning the block. What a wonderful time. Thank you for coming on, Paul, and we will see you on the next episode for your title shot.
see ya.
Okay, there we go. Thank you, everyone, for... How do I leave this damn channel? I forget this every time. There we go. Thank you, everybody, for both playing along and watching. Appreciate it as always. We'll probably be back in around 2 weeks' time. Yeah. If you would like to watch the next episode, you can... if you would like to watch past episodes of this show, you can go to the Voice of Wrestling YouTube channel, which contains all of the past episodes. This one will be going up in around 24 hours time, because you have to leave a bit of time between the Twitch stream ending and uploading it to YouTube. But if you want to watch it before that, say you're just catching the end of it and you want to go back and watch the earlier portions, you can do so by on Twitch. If you go to the videos tab of the channel, it'll show up there. Aside from that, you can click the follow button on the channel, which will give you a notification whenever we go live on Twitch. You can also follow me at the Wrestling Quiz, which is there. And I will be tweeting out whenever we have a new episode going up. Also, if anybody would like to sign up for the Trios tournament, which will be happening at some point, you can do so. I have made a Google form for that. I will drop a link both in the Twitch chat and the Discord to that form. You can fill it out either if you have a complete Trios team, or you're just a solo person looking for a team. You can sign up via there, and I'll put you in the team. You don't need to worry too much about scheduling on that one, as I will be flexible with the scheduling and work with you to have matches whenever suits you. Where's the damn link? Here it is. Okay, I should now have put that in the Twitch chat as well as the Discord. You can sign up via that form. Thank you everyone for watching as always, and I will see you whenever. Oh, and I'll be hanging out in the Discord for a little bit if you have any questions you want to ask or whatever. Bye bye.